Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what time of day you're watching me. So, I thought I'd try to answer the big debate. Is it a sweet potato or a yam? And by the way, thank you to the person who commented on my Thanksgiving potato. I read it. I did not heart it yet. I'm sorry. I always have trouble with this what's it called, a tablet. Someone's letting me borrow it because my phone broke that I do my blogging on. But I really appreciate your comment and I will answer it. But there is a big debate, or not, but to me it's always, is this a sweet potato or a yam? I don't think anyone really knows. And I'll tell you, for my grocery store that I've been going to, they have been labeling sweet potatoes as yams, because I looked it up before I did this video to see. Because, well, first I was under the impression there's one and the same. In fact, I watched a video, let's try that again. I watched a video probably last year around this time, and it was someone down south, and they said something about, it is the same, but it depends where you live. Like down south it's called this, and up north it's called that. And that's kind of what I always thought. But when I think about in the store, I wasn't at the store, and I'm wondering, I was talking about, I don't know if the video went out, but they have a bag of something, but I don't think they're even called sweet potatoes. So the ones we have, that usually are marked down real cheap, but nothing's marked down anymore since, 4 years ago. But they call them yams. And when a recipe calls for sweet potatoes, I just get the yams. Because, like I said, I always thought they were one and the same. And then someone, on the video said, is this in one place, that in another? And so it didn't matter. But I looked it up now under Professor Google. And it says, what is a sweet potato? I was shocked. Like I say, the ones in our store are labeled yams, and they are definitely what a sweet potato looks like, 100%. So maybe they don't even know. I don't know. But it said sweet potatoes have a starchy texture and a sweet flesh. Well, I always peel them, so I don't know what the flesh tastes like, but we'll just go with what they're saying. The major differences grouped by color of the flesh, not the skin. Oh, never mind, the flesh. Okay, forget what I just said. The flesh is inside and the skin is outside. I'm really tired. It's morning time. It should be time that I should be, still sleeping. But I didn't sleep at all last night, as per usual. Anyhow, in the grocery store, you'll probably see orange, white, and purple sweet potatoes. I've never seen white or purple, only orange. They are short and they have a tapered end, kind of football shaped. Well, yeah, kind of, sort of. I don't know, this last year, sweet potatoes, which are called yams in our store, you can't find, I just want to find two, because to make one is really not enough for anything. It's not worth the, the peeling and whatever you're going to do with it. So I can never even find two because they're just yucky. In fact, I read somewhere how to pick the right sweet potatoes. Something to, I don't remember, it's got to be darker or lighter or heavier or lighter, a different lighter, not as in color but as in weight. But you can look that up. And it says with a sweet taste and moist, creamy texture when cooked. Okay, so that is what they say is a sweet potato, which in our store, they're called yams. Now here it says, what is a yam? And when you look at it, it actually looks like a thin, very long russet potato. That's exactly what a yam looks like, and it's the same color. And if you watch yesterday's video, I talked about russet potatoes, so you might want to watch that. So after you watch this, maybe go back to yesterday's video and see. By the way, I'm doing like a week's worth of things, you know, for the Thanksgiving table, so to say. Then it says yams, which in our store, they have a sign that says yams, but they are sweet potatoes as per Dr. Google. I don't think yams exist, if this is true. I'm just going by, like I say, what do we all look up? Oh, I don't know. What did we do before Google? I don't know. It says yams usually have a rough, scaly, brown-colored skin with white to purple flesh. Okay, never seen that. Like I say, it looks just like a russet potato, but thinner and longer. And that's yams. The sweet potato thing being like a football, maybe, you know, the perfect ones down south. Up here, no, but kind of the gist of it is the middle part is kind of, you know, fatter, thicker, and the ends are thinner. That's as close as I could say it's to a football. Now I'm talking about the yams. They're often long and cylindrical. I had the word. My mouth's dry anyhow. They're shaped like, you know, just like a russet potato, and can have offshoots called toes. I don't see any toes there, but we'll take their word for it. And they're not very sweet and have a dry, starchy texture. So I have never in my life seen a yam. In fact, I'll have to look. If I can find it, I would put it away for Thanksgiving, what I'm going to make. I don't know if I have the big thing, but there was a big can, and they were called yams for sure. And I think the smaller can might have been sweet potatoes, but I think it's yams. I don't think I've ever seen anything labeled a sweet potato. So if I can find where I put, that's what I do. I buy it ahead of time, and then it's time to, you know, I put in a safe spot, and then I don't know where it is. Let's hope I can find it. If not, I'll look it up on Instacart and show you what it looks like, if I can do it with the tablet, and I don't know. We'll see anyhow. So there's a definite difference when they show you. It's definitely orange. So what I have bought that I'm going to make for Thanksgiving are called yams in the store, but they're actually sweet potatoes according to this. So does anyone know the actual difference? Have you ever had a yam? Because here the yams are clearly dark colored, almost with a purplish hue. They look like russet potatoes, and they're white inside. They look like more toward a potato. So, I'm wondering, do you know the difference? And it talks about they have distinctive flavors. Also, I wouldn't know, because apparently I've never had a sweet potato. I thought I've been making them. But, I don't know. Doesn't matter. I guess, you know, if there's some people very particular about recipes and it has to be exactly. I used to have a friend like that. My gosh. She had to have exactly. She'd make out a list and go miles and miles and out of her way to just get exactly. You know what? There's nothing exact in life. It's whatever, you know. I sometimes measure, sometimes I eyeball things. Now I found out my whole life I've been buying yams and I thought they were sweet potatoes. Who cares, right? It fits the bill what I'm looking for. So, what I like to make at Thanksgiving is I like to make two things. I either make, I'll call them sweet potatoes because that's what I call them, but apparently they're yams, but I'll call them sweet potatoes. I scrub the outside, and then I poke holes and put them in the microwave to make them. I don't know if you can call it cooking them. I guess cooking. But I don't have a microwave anymore. So, and I usually use the microwave on Thanksgiving Day because you have so many things. You know, if you don't have two ovens, everything's a disaster because everything's got to go in the oven. You got the turkey in the oven. But anyhow, so if you don't have a microwave, but I'm sure everyone does have one, what I would do, I would, wash them with the skin, peel them, and they're hard to peel. I do not like to peel sweet potatoes / yams. Well, I shouldn't say me. I have to have a peeler. I can't do it with a knife because I waste half of the potato, like my mom said. don't, you know, when I was over at her house, we were doing, you know, Thanksgiving, and she said, no, don't do the potatoes, you're going to take half them off. I just don't have the patience for peeling potatoes. It's like, and she did it really, really thin, paper thin. You could see the skin, not me. Just, you know, let's get it over with. Just like sweet potatoes. So, sweet potatoes have to be, for me, done with a peeler where you just go, you know. I mean, some areas are hard. You might have to take a paring knife to get in there, you know. But, so I will give you 2 recipes that I usually do. One is just, you know, put it in the, not put in the, well, like I said, the microwave, but I haven't had a microwave for a while now. So I'll wash them with the skin on, peel them, wash them again. Cut them into either slices, not real thin, not real thick, just in between. More on the thinner side, no, I'd say medium. Or I just, you know, cut them down the middle like you'd cut a russet potato, and then just cut into, you know, like chunks, like you cut a potato, like you're boiling mashed potatoes. So basically this one recipe is mashed sweet potatoes. So as if you're making mashed potatoes. So then they're in there, they boil. Then you drain them. I put the top on top of the pan, the pot. Drain them. Wash them a little with hot water to kind of get the starch off, and sometimes they have that yucky goop on that, you know, not goop, just yucky floating on top, just like potatoes may have. And then I just take the masher and I smush them up. And like I said with the sweet potatoes, I usually, after I drain them, I put on the stove a little to get rid of the extra moisture. I don't remember doing that for the sweet potatoes. Maybe it's not there. But then I mash them. I put butter in. I mash them. I pre-mash them. I first do a few mashes. Then I put butter in there. I don't put milk like I do to the regular mashed potatoes, the white ones. And I mush it. Or what I've been doing lately, well, I shouldn't say lately. In my first marriage, I would put them just in the blender. So I'd just cut them in pieces, put it in the blender, or mash them first, and then put them in the blender. Add the butter, and then put in, what's it called? Brown sugar. That's the way we like them. And then blend them up, and, oh, so delicious. And I don't put a lot of brown sugar in case people don't like it. And then I just can add more. Anyone can add more if they want. But usually in our house, we like brown sugar. And that's something you can make the night before. So that would be good to have a microwave for, because the next day you just have to warm them up. And that's how I used to do it. You know, I would make things, whatever I could the night before. The mashed potatoes I always made the day of, because they're just better to me. I don't like them the next day. I mean, I eat them, but, you know, for presentation, for, you know, some special Thanksgiving, I make them that day. So I will do the sweet potatoes the day before. And then all you got to do is, you know, line them up with everything else you got to throw in there. I would like to try, they have, like, I think they're called candied yams. Again, yams, not sweet potatoes. Who knows? What a world we live in. You don't know if it's yams or sweet potatoes, whatever. It's the orange ones that I use. Another thing I tried one year is, I had apples and I had a sweet potato. I think I was going to make applesauce, which I'll talk about that too. I sometimes make that for Thanksgiving. It's so easy and delicious. But I made the sweet potatoes the same way, you know, the cleaning and all that, and just cut them up and make them. Well, this one I do in the slices. Like going down, pretend you have a russet potato, right? Now it's all peeled, and you just go down it, making slices about, I don't know, maybe 1/8 of an inch, between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. Then I would or parboil them on the stove. I don't know how long, maybe 10-15 minutes. And then I would parboil some apples. I would wash them, peel them, and then cut them up into slices. And I would, if they're cut really almost paper thin, I wouldn't par or pre-boil them. If they're a little thicker, I would. and I put them together in like a 8x8 pan. It doesn't really matter the pan size. And I'll put butter down first, and then some pats of butter on it. So I'm going to mix, like, kind of layer. It doesn't have to be, like I say, it's not fancy. It doesn't have to be perfect. So you can just dump them in there. But I sometimes layer, like I make the bottom layer kind of sweet potatoes and apples, sweet potatoes, apples. But basically, I'm going to stir it, so it doesn't really matter. Then I put brown sugar on there. I put some cinnamon, and I put sugar. Sometimes I don't put brown sugar. Sometimes I'll make one. Not anymore. This was when I had all my kids at home. Sometimes I'll make one with brown sugar and the sugar and the cinnamon. And sometimes I'll make one just with cinnamon and sugar. Did I say that? One would be brown sugar, cinnamon, sugar, and the other one would be cinnamon and sugar. And butter, of course. So that too you can make the night before, and put it in a container in the fridge, and then that will be in the lineup for the microwave. Can't do that this year. And that is really delicious when you have it with the apples. My gosh, one year I just threw it together like, let me try something different. Oh yeah, and orange juice. Don't forget the orange juice, because that adds to the thing. And I don't have to do a slurry. It's the perfect thickness for the way I like it. Most things you may have to do a slurry or a roux. A roux is what you do at the beginning, I believe, and a slurry at the end, or vice versa, don't remember. But usually a slurry is made with cornstarch and cold water. No, a slurry would come earlier, and the roux would be later. A roux is something like if you're making something with something savory, or not, you could actually add it to what I just said, but if you do it with something that had meat and had these crunchies and leftover, I know a good example is like bacon grease, right? If you have bacon grease left over, you take and what you're supposed to do is, well, you're not supposed to. No, I did it a different way. What people do is they put flour in that bacon grease and stir it very quickly. You're going to get lumps, and then add a bit of some kind of liquid. The way I do it is I get a cup and I put some flour in there and some warmish hot water. Mix it real good, make sure there's no lumps, and then add it to that. So then you're guaranteed no lumps. Well, I guess there's no guarantee. But anyhow, now that I've totally mixed you up. But anyhow, I just threw that together, and oh, we enjoyed it so much. And I had bought too much stuff, so the next day I made some more, and then it just started to be part of our weekly eating, because it was so good. So those are two things that two ways that you could make it. And I've never made candied jams. I saw there was a recipe. You could Google it and look. And I think actually they use orange juice too, but when I just made my little thing, which was, not nothing extra special, but not nothing. 2 double negatives, very bad English. Oh well, sorry. But that's what I do, with my sweet potato yams. It's so funny when I look on here that it's totally different in the store. You think they'd know, but who knows? So I was wondering, does anyone know the difference between sweet potatoes and yams? And if you use them, or now it's all Thanksgiving talk, so any time of the year or Thanksgiving, do you have a special recipe? Have you ever made the candied yams / sweet potatoes where there's marshmallow? I always want to make them. Now this year I already have mini marshmallows bought. If I don't make it, I'll have them for my hot chocolate. But yeah, these are 2 ways to make them. Like I say, the simple way is just make them like mashed potatoes. And, you can just even put butter in them. You don't have to do anything fancy at all. And one day I'm going to talk to you about apples and the applesauce I make that's super simple. And then, I don't know what you call them, but you'll hear when you listen to the video. So for now, this is all about the yam or the sweet potato. We don't know. But if you have any recipes to share, I would appreciate them, because I always like new ideas. So for now, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share our channel, because it helps us grow. We're trying to grow our channel. I say we, that's my son and I. But I hope you're watching my older videos. I have 2.4 thousand videos. where you could see us and see more things. Like I said, my phone broke. I can't get it replaced, so I'm kind of stuck with this tablet that someone graciously let me borrow, but it's not working that good, and I really want to do some Cook With Me and Sandy Sweets, but I don't know how to set it up. I have a tripod, a little tripod that I use for my phone, but you can't put the tablet in. It's too big. It doesn't work. And I can't figure a way to set it up. And it's very finicky. Like, it's just, I don't know. And I was thinking maybe I'd, prepare like parts of the recipe and then, kind of show you and then pause it, and I don't know, but it could come off pause and it will turn to so many other videos. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I really wanted to show you. I love to cook for my vlogs, but it's the way it is, I never had a vlogging camera, or I don't have a computer, and then I can make real nice videos, but doing the best I can. So I figured I could just tell you about them to give you ideas for Thanksgiving, because I feel I am the chosen one to not let people forget about. There is something between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and it's called Thanksgiving, a time we give thanks. Thanks for food nowadays, because you know what? Everything is so expensive. When I'm at the store, I'm like asking the cashier, how much is it? It's just crazy how much things cost. But we have our, they call me with their sweet potatoes. I think they're on sale 99 cents a pound now, but once they were so bad. They were 49 cents, and I'm like, wow, only 49 cents a pound? I went over there. There was not one that was good. They were molded. They were blah. Oh, yuck. So, the ones I bought, I don't know. For some reason, they don't last in my house a long while. I don't know if you have a special way to store. Even potatoes don't stay. I don't know. I know my house isn't too hot. So I'm not sure. And I don't think you're supposed to put those in the fridge to store them. They can go bad. But anyhow, that's what I do. Let me know what you do, and if you know the difference between a sweet potato and a yam. So for now, be kind to people you don't know what they're going through. Pay it forward if you can, and be the reason someone smiles today. Thank you for watching, and hugs to all of you. And now we sit and wait and see if this thing does turn off. But we don't know when it turns off, and we don't know why, and on and on and on. So if you're still here, I may just talk or wait or who knows what. Just gotta see when this thing decides it's going to shut itself off. It's been pressed a while ago, but it just doesn't shut.